Hi, I'm Kevin Bridges and you're on Sportsvibe. I never really showed up too much for PE. I was a wee fat guy that brought in a note and all that. I was always trying to forget my PE kit on purpose. And I loved football, used to love it, still a massive football fan. I'm actually quite gutted I never played it a lot more at school. I was too shy and you had to be one of the cool kids at school to get in the school team. And it was the managers, the guys, I could never handle criticism too well when I was younger. The guys who used to get on the touchline thinking they're Jose Mourinho, one of the guys screaming, come inside, who's looking for it, give them an option, all these shouts. And so I was terrified at school. I was a PlayStation or a Mega Drive kind of guy. Kirby, I was quite good at Kirby, used to enjoy that. That's a dying sport. You don't see all these two-car families, they're killing. That's the problem with British Kirby. That's why there's no great British Kirby players coming through. Kirby, for those of you who don't know, I feel sorry for you if you've never played Kirby. It's when you stand at the opposite sides of the road and you need to bounce the ball off the edge of the curb so it bounces back, and that's a point. But then there's loads of other rules. You can overhead if you turn your back and throw it over your head and it hits the curb. That's 10 points, I believe. You get to go in the middle if you hit the curb, and then you get to obviously it's an easier shot, only half the distance. But if you miss the curb and the person hits you with the ball on the way back, you lose all your points. It's quite an advanced level of Kirby. I played that. I'm in the mood for a game. Sporting heroes. I've had loads. Henrik Larsson, obviously, from a personal point of view, Celtic fan. Larsson was probably the greatest player I've ever seen in the flesh. Used to see him weekend. You actually take it for granted. Now that he's gone, you realise it was a pleasure to watch him in his prime. I've actually got his autograph on a first bus all day ticket as well. I was up collecting tickets at Celtic Park before, and he came out from training into his Ferrari, and he had a Sharpie, a marker pen, and all I had on me was an all day ticket. I was only about 15, and I asked him to sign it, but the marker pen, it was too thick for the all day ticket. Was only about that, and he actually marked his jeans, his light blue jeans, and he looked at me like furious. So there we go. I sort of pissed him off, but it was worth it. And then on the way home, the guy never accepted my all day ticket because the date was obscured. And I was trying to explain to him it was Henrik Larsson's autograph, but I think the guy was from the other side of the Glasgow divide, and I had to pay an extra £1 to get home, even though I had an all day ticket. So sad. Henrik Larsson, also Ronaldo, the original Ronaldo. Used to love him growing up when he played for Barcelona and then Inter Milan. Romario as well, and loads of Brazilian players. Maradona, I was a bit too young, but from what I've seen in tapes, and that's it. That's my sporting heroes. Football heroes, really. Not really many sporting heroes. What sport would I never do? The Irish, we've got the hurling, that just looks crazy. The guys with the sticks, just 20 guys on a field, every one of them's got a stick and nobody's got a helmet on. I'd be too terrified of losing teeth. Nobody even wears gum shields or anything. And the guys, they don't get paid, all the money goes to the federation. There's like 70,000 people at the final paying good money for a ticket, and the guys just do it for the love of the game. So I've got a lot of respect for that sport, but I don't fancy running about a field dodging sticks for no money. Fair play to them, but I love watching it, but I don't ever fancy taking part in hurling, or shinty as it's called in Scotland.